my friends, how are you all? This is a part 7 video for our particular topic, that is seventh video for our particular topic, that is all about the historical background of the Indian Constitution. And I'm Dr. Sashi Prabha who is presenting you this particular video. Right. Moving on. This was a content which I have given in the beginning of the course. Like I promised you, I assured you that I will complete the whole content in this that I have mentioned in this. Okay. So successfully we have completed the first one, that is the introduction of this content. And next after that we have completed the company rule, that is which starts in 1773, ends in 1858. We have completed the different acts that are involved in the company rule under my previous videos, right? And we started the crowns rule, which starts in 1858 and ends in 1947. Under the crowns rule, in the last video we have discussed about the Government of India Act 1858. Right. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about the Indian Council Acts. So Indian Council Acts, we are having three Indian Council Acts of all these. We are going to discuss the first one, that is the Indian Council Act of 1861. So this was the whole content, and I assure you that I will complete each of this. Guys, here I want to say one important topic. This is a single topic, that is the historical background of Indian Constitution is a single topic which we are taking such a long period of time to complete. So don't be in a hurry to complete the topic. Still, we are in the middle of the topic. We are not in the end of the topic. Still, we are in the middle of the topic, and this is the seventh video. So why I'm taking such a long time to complete this particular topic means this is considered as one of the very important basic topic for all the polity students, for all your competitive exams wherever the polity is involved. Okay, so this is the topic which most of the students neglect because this is one of the boring topic. And if you concentrate on the topic which most of the students neglect, then definitely it will be a plus point for you. You will gain few marks. That may be at least 1 mark. It makes a lot of difference when you secure your service. So please don't neglect, and you don't know from which corner of the topic the question will be asked. So I'm covering each and every corner, and I assure you that by the end of the videos, all the videos, I assure you that you need not have to refer any other book for this particular topic. Not only this topic, I will complete the whole polity in the same way. Each and every topic that is given in the polity syllabus for your CSAT will be covered in my videos. Okay, now so we are getting back to the topic. So we are talking about the Crown's Rule, which starts in 1858 and ends in 1947. Under this, so these are the list of the acts that were involved under the Crown's Rule. So under this, the first one, that is the Government of India Act of 1858 has completed. And today's video, we will go for this Indian Council Act of 1861. So here, after this, after the Sipahi Mutiny, which took place in 1857, the British government felt the necessity of seeking the cooperation of Indians. The British government thought that it is very important to get the cooperation of Indians in order to administer this country, in order to rule this country. For the same, in order to seek that cooperation, they have introduced three Indian Council Acts. So what are the three Indian Council Acts are? Indian Council Act of 1861, Indian Council Act of 1892, and Indian Council Act of 1909. Of these three, in this particular video, we are going to discuss the first one, that is the Indian Council Act of 1861. This Indian Council Act of 1861 is an important landmark in the constitution and the political Indian history. So let us see what are the important characteristic features, or what are the important features of this Indian Council Act of 1861. So under this, the first characteristic feature of this Indian Council Act of 1861 is this act introduced the association of Indians with the lawmaking process. So I told you in the beginning that the British government felt that the cooperation of the Indians is very much necessary to rule the India. So with the same intention, in order to fulfill that, they have started introducing the association of Indians with the lawmaking. So here the viceroy, rather than viceroy, that was the Lord Canning. Lord, you know that the Lord Canning is the first viceroy of India. And the last Governor General of India was also Lord Canning. So the Viceroy was given the powers to nominate some Indians as a non-official members for his legislative council. In order to expand his council, the Viceroy was given a power to nominate the Indians as a non-official members. Okay, these members are for the legislative council. Just go back. These members are for the legislative council. You all know what is legislative council. So what these members will do, what the members of the legislative council will do, the legislative council will make the rules of law. So what is the meaning of legislative here? The legislative is nothing but having the power to make law. Okay, so for this legislative council, the Indian members has to be selected. So who will select that? Viceroy will select that. So the viceroy was given the powers. Who was the viceroy at that time? Lord Canning. So let's see the continuation. So in 1862, the Lord Canning, the then viceroy, he nominated 3 Indians for this legislative council. Okay, who are the 3 Indians which were selected by this viceroy? Where the first one is Raja of Benares, second one is Maharaja of Patiala, and the third one is Sir Dinkar Rao. Got it? So what's the first point here? The first point is the association of Indians in the lawmaking. Who will select the Indians? So Viceroy will select the Indians. How many Indians were selected? 3 Indians were selected. Who are the 3 Indians? The Raja of Benares, Maharaja of Patiala, and Sir Dinakar Rao. Okay, what for they were selected? They were selected as a non-official members of the legislative council. So here next question is, what is the duty or what is the function of these nominated members? What they will do, what these 3 Indians will do as a nominated members. So here the function of the nominated members were confined exclusively to the consideration of the legislative proposals placed before it. Means they don't have any powers to propose something. They can't propose what is good for Indians, what is bad for Indians. They are confined only to accept whatever the proposal that was put forward by the general by the viceroy before them. Hope you got the point. So what is the function of these 3 Indians or these legislative councils? Whatever the proposal that was put forward by the viceroy has to be accepted by these people. They're confined exclusively to the consideration of the legislative proposals. They can't suggest anything. So this is the first characteristic feature. Whatever, we have to get satisfied that somehow after these many years, even the Indians were considered for the lawmaking. This is an important point. So when was the Indians first considered for the lawmaking? During the Indian Council Act of 1861. Right. So this is the first characteristic feature. Now let's see the second characteristic feature here. The second characteristic feature is it initiated the process of decentralization by restoring the legislative powers of Madras Mumbai Presidency. So here the Madras and Mumbai Presidency, if you remember the first act, that is the regulating act, when the governor of Bengal was changed to the governor general of Bengal, then the Mumbai and the Madras provinces were also under the governor general of Bengal, right? So that was in the first act we have discussed in that video. Now decentralization took place, means the Mumbai and the Madras presidencies were given the legislative powers separately. No more they are under the governor of Bengal. Okay, so this act initiated the process of decentralization. They gave the separate legislative powers for the Mumbai and the Madras presidencies. So those who have followed my previous videos, for them it will be easy to understand this point because it's a continuation of that previous videos. Let's go for the next point here. So the third characteristic feature or the important feature of this Indian Council Act of 1861 is, along with making or decentralizing the Mumbai and the Madras legislatures, a new legislative councils were also been established. So, what are the new legislative councils and where it was established is, a new legislative council was established in Bengal and northwest frontier provinces and in Punjab. Okay, so the new legislative council for Bengal was created in 1862. I have given the figures in the brackets. And the northwest frontier provinces, a new legislative council was established in 1866. And this northwest frontier provinces is in short called as NWFP. So when it was established in 1866. Last but not the least is the Punjab. In Punjab also a new legislative council was established, that was in 1897. Okay, so for many years, we call this Northwest Frontier Provinces as NWFP, and presently it was in Pakistan. Okay, and the new name for this Northwest Frontier Provinces, that is NWFP, is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The present name is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is in the present day in Pakistan. At that time, Pakistan and India both are same countries. So this northwest frontier provinces was also in India, but presently it is in the Pakistan. Right. This is just a general knowledge bit. Tomorrow you may get it as a question for your exam. So just I mentioned this. Moving on to the next characteristic feature, that is the fourth characteristic feature here, the portfolio system. So, the portfolio system was introduced in this Indian Council Act of 1861. I consider this as a very important bit, guys, because many times it was asked in exam, not only in the CSAT, in many of the public service exams like APPSC, TSC exams also, they have asked this bit. So, the portfolio system was introduced in which act and by whom? The portfolio system was introduced in Indian Council Act of 1861. Actually, Lord Canning, he suggested this portfolio system before this act only. In 1859 itself, means before getting this act, he introduced the portfolio system. But it was accepted in Indian Council Act of 1861. So who suggested portfolio system? Lord Canning suggested portfolio system. In which year? 1859. But in which year it was accepted, it was implemented? In 1861. In 59 he proposed it, in 61 it was accepted. Okay, moving on. So Since Lord Canning introduced a portfolio system, so Lord Canning is considered as a father of the portfolio system. So, who is the father of the portfolio system? This is again one of the important bit that was asked many times. So, it was Lord Canning who considered as a father of portfolio system. So, first of all, what is this portfolio? So, portfolio means what it is. Portfolio means placing each member in charge of a specific department. Even for today, we are following this portfolio system. It is nothing but division of powers. Let me explain you. A single person cannot look after each and every department, right? So we won't get a fruitful result if a single person is burdened with too many works. So for that reason only the portfolio system was introduced. So in this what happens is division of powers will be there. The division of powers as a department, as a separate department, like we are having an educational minister as a separate department, finance minister, okay, right, medical department, defense, everything as the portfolios for each of the ministries will be different. So why there are separate portfolios? Why there is a separation of powers means the separation of power is necessary for perfection. To fulfill the duties perfectly, this portfolio system is helping a lot in nowadays. A single prime minister cannot handle all the powers. He cannot look after all the duties. So he divided the work under his ministers. Okay, so that is the portfolio system which we are following even for today. So this is all about the Indian Council Act of 1861. In the next session or in the next video, we will complete the remaining two Indian Council Acts. So of all these, Indian Council Act of 1861 is very important rather than the rest. It doesn't mean that they are not important, but still. So that's all for today's video, guys. Thank you, guys. If you like the video, if you feel that the content in this video is useful to you, please subscribe my video and please rate my video. So put a like on my video. That will be very helpful for me. Thank you, guys.